May 12th, 2026, and the atmosphere across the United States is turning dangerously volatile. What began as a relatively quiet spring pattern is now evolving into a multi-day severe weather outbreak, capable of producing destructive winds, giant hail, torrential flooding rain, and isolated tornadoes from the plains to the Midwest and East Coast. This is not just another routine forecast. Meteorologists are closely tracking a rapidly shifting pattern that could unleash some of the most explosive storm development we've seen so far this season. Over the western United States, a massive dome of high pressure is expanding like a furnace, pumping intense heat northward into the plains. At the same time, powerful disturbances diving out of Alaska and western Canada are crashing into that warm, moisture-rich air mass. That collision zone is setting the stage for repeated rounds of dangerous thunderstorms through the rest of May. As we move deeper into the week, the severe weather threat will begin spreading across multiple regions. Today, strong storms are expected from Florida to the Great Lakes, including parts of Wisconsin, Illinois, Indiana, Missouri, and Kansas. Some storms could rapidly intensify during the afternoon and evening hours, producing damaging wind gusts, hail, and localized flooding. But Wednesday is when the atmosphere begins to look even more unstable. Storm energy is forecast to explode across Montana, Idaho, northern Utah, and portions of the Appalachians. A developing line of storms from Pennsylvania into West Virginia and southwestern Virginia could strengthen quickly during the afternoon, bringing the risk of severe wind damage and intense lightning. Then attention shifts to the Central Plains. By Thursday night, warm Gulf moisture surges northward into Kansas and Oklahoma, where instability levels may exceed 2,000 joules per kilogram, enough fuel for severe thunderstorm development. Even though the timing is not ideal, any storm that forms could become dangerous in a hurry. And then comes the weekend. This is the period forecasters are watching most closely. A stronger trough diving into the Rockies will interact with strengthening heat, deep Gulf moisture, and increasing wind shear across the plains and Midwest. That combination is the classic recipe for significant severe weather. Saturday and Sunday could bring multiple rounds of powerful thunderstorms from Nebraska and Iowa down through Kansas and Oklahoma. Supercells capable of producing large hail, destructive straight-line winds, and tornadoes may develop before storms organize into larger squall lines by evening. But Monday, May 18th, is the day that truly stands out. A powerful cold front is expected to sweep from Texas to the Great Lakes, crashing directly into extremely warm, humid, unstable air. Forecast models are signaling the potential for a widespread severe weather event stretching from Texas through Illinois, Indiana, Michigan, and possibly into the Ohio Valley. The exact magnitude is still uncertain, but the ingredients are coming together for a potentially dangerous setup. Heavy rainfall will also become a major concern. Repeated storms may dump soaking rain across parts of the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, the Northeast, and Florida. Some areas could see localized flooding as storm systems repeatedly track over the same locations. Meanwhile, drought-stricken areas of the Southeast desperately need the moisture, though some regions may still miss out on the heaviest rain. And it's not just storms. Powerful winds are expected to roar across parts of the northern Rockies and southern Canada later this week. In the mountains of western Montana, wind gusts could approach hurricane force, potentially exceeding 75 miles per hour. At the same time, a dramatic temperature battle is unfolding nationwide. The eastern U.S. will briefly cool down midweek, with parts of Michigan struggling in the 40s and 50s. But that cooler air won't last long. By the weekend, intense heat surges eastward. Temperatures could soar into the upper 80s and low 90s from the Tennessee Valley through the Ohio Valley and into the southeast. Amarillo, Texas may hit 100 degrees, threatening record highs, while overnight temperatures next week may stay near 70 degrees in some areas, unusually warm for mid-May. And looking ahead into early June, long-range forecasts suggest the heat dome may continue expanding across the Rockies and plains, increasing drought concerns in already dry areas while keeping the door open for additional severe weather episodes downstream. In short, the atmosphere is loading. The heat is building, the Gulf is opening, and the United States is entering a potentially dangerous stretch of late spring weather. Residents across the plains, Midwest, Great Lakes, and eastern U.S. should stay alert over the coming days as conditions can change rapidly once storms begin to erupt.